Okay, this is a tutorial. I want to talk briefly about how to make the traffic sign as a group for InfraWorks. The goal is, since we have several people work together, uh, I would like to discuss how you are able to share the traffic sign you modeled. So maybe some of the sign can be used in the multiple location, so you don't have to do the redundant work. So first thing I want to mention is I put a couple of links here. The first one is a watch tutorial for how to make traffic sign, and also you have two links to cloud. The first one is the traffic sign in FBX files. This is pretty much the easiest way. You can input this FBX into 3ds Max. You can do editing, and you can re-export into a new FBX, and then you can bring into InfraWorks. So this is all the possible FBX files I already shared with you. And another link, this third one is probably not that useful, is already zipped. It's basically a huge collection of Turbo Squid model we purchased. They are in many different formats, Max, OBJ, or FBX. You have to dig into it in order to use. Right, so just let you know the link is available. And here I want to show you a little bit how you can do this and share with others. This is the goal for this tutorial. So first, the first link for the tutorial, I highly recommend you watch that first. It basically covered the whole process, how the model can be prepared, and how you can clean the model, and how you can re-export from Max. If you just want to change the image, not the geometry, just the image or the texture, this is pretty easy. You can do that in 3ds Max just by Photoshop a new image, add the texture, you can swap with the old one. And also this is a very similar approach doing the food sign. So all of this file has a zip you can download. Also, I think in the link I gave you, the second one, traffic sign FBX, you can see this original FBX file. I would recommend in the future, if you create your own FBX, make sure you put in cloud so everybody can see it. So right now I have my file under my name, traffic sign. And here I synced into my local, so you can see here's traffic sign folder. There's a bunch of files inside. For instance, let me just show you a few. Let's do the details. So for example, the yellow, that is a couple of signs I made. If you double click, you can actually see the 3D view of the geometry and the texture. So they're right here. So you feel free to use them. You can bring that into 3ds Max. You can swap into a different texture. So they all here is available. And also I have this food sign. If I open it, yeah, I would recommend bring the file into Max, because the 3D viewer sometimes does not display the texture mapping in the right way. So here is there's also a highway sign. Okay, so they are all available in. So if you want to swap the image, do that in 3ds Max. It's pretty easy to do. Just follow my tutorial. It covered this whole process. Alright, so what I want to show you now in this tutorial is how you can share the file with others. I think this is very important. So for example, if you have created your own version of traffic sign, let's say into 3D model. So here I have my TM traffic. This is the folder, and you can see a bunch of sun already being generated. However, if I open a different file, let's see, this is a different site I modeled. I want to transfer some of the sun into this new file, so let's do that. Okay. All right, so we'll take a second to open this large site. This is an earlier version of a different site, and here you can see in the style palette. Oh, it's still loading. In the traffic sun, I have this town sun. This is the subfolder I created. There's a bunch of new, yellow colored traffic sun right there, right? So my goal is I want to transfer this to a new file and share it with you. So they are all here. You can see this is a no turn. Okay. So what I will do now is go to my folder and then click save. So basically I can save as this JSON, JSON file. So I already did this, but why not I save this directly into the shared folder under Mintown, under traffic sun. Okay, so this is basically called style package or style catalog, which later you can load into a different file. Right, I will save it. Jing Sun, this is another group made by my students. Some of Sun is not really useful, but I think this one could be very useful. Is a cross street pedestrian. So I will do that. I will click that folder, save. I will save that into my cloud as well. And this folder, I don't know, this only have one sun for traffic light. I will give it to you anyway, so you can have both, all three of them. So I will save that into my traffic sun folder. Okay, so this catalog, style catalog, is saved into a different place. So now I will open my file, A19, right? So the JSON file is an external package I'm going to load right into my current file. Okay. Here we go. Right. So you can see in the style palette and in the traffic 3D. You can see I already have a folder with exactly the same name. I would assume the file probably will be merged. So let's see if that's the case. So what I will do that is by import. Okay. And I will have my traffic sign, right? So I have three of them. So let's try the first one, Tang San. Let's see. Open. Oh, the file is actually different name. Okay, so basically you load this external folder into the current style palette, right? So here you can see I got a bunch of new signs. That's cool. So I will do one more time. So import existing. I will choose Jing. Okay. It'll take a second. Yeah, so you can see Jing sign is come in, and I will do the same thing for the third one. Right, should show up in a second. I don't know. This one take a little bit longer time. Oh, it's actually done and show up. One more time. Did I do the wrong one? Okay, so now it will show up, right? So that's all the files I have right now. So you can actually share this with your classmates just by adding your own folder. You can create this this is adding a new style. This is adding a new folder. Then you can put your files in. Once you have that, don't forget to synchronize. So if you sync, all of these folders should be able to be pushed into the cloud version. So everybody, after they sync, they should be able to see these actual signs. All right. So my point is, I would recommend everybody take a look at all the signs already in. If you can see things being built already, you don't have to redo it, right? And especially I think for the like highway signs or like the food sign is already in this folder. But again, if you do want to swap the image, the best practice is just go to the FBX file, right? This is the shared file in cloud. You can bring into Max, then you can swap the image. You can modify the geometries, right? So that is pretty easy to do there in Max. Okay, so once I synced this file, I think everybody should be able to see exactly the same sign I created right here. Alright, I think that's pretty much how to share the files. I would recommend everybody, after you sync your folder, if you have your own sign synced under traffic, you should also bring the FBX file. Maybe just put directly under the traffic sign folder under my name. So we can grow this FBX file larger and larger. You can also do is, the JSON package file you can export. That's another way to share. But if you sync already, you don't have to do this JSON file anymore. They're relatively large, depends on how many styles being embedded into the package. Yeah, so this is still syncing. I don't think we have to watch the whole thing. You got the point. All right.